Well, hey folks, how's it going, everybody? I wasn't on yesterday, and I don't know if anybody noticed, but yeah, I took yesterday off. Yesterday was Wednesday, and it was actually a conscious decision. I briefly thought for a moment that I was going to, maybe pop on stream really quick and say a few words about how, I was thinking about cutting out my Wednesday live vlog. Um, but then I just decided, you know what, I don't need to announce it. I just do it. Um, and there were a couple of reasons for that. One was right now, at this point, my kids, they go to school 4 days a week. Their Wednesdays are their off days, so they do full distance learning. And so what ends up happening usually is that they are doing their all their distance learning here in the communal space. And so it's loud, and I don't really want to subject anybody else to all of that noise and stuff like that. Are you taking a picture of the bird's nest?
I don't think I'm going to be able to get one through the glass.
Yeah.
I was going to go out there and try and get a picture of the eggs, but
my wife, she hangs up little wreaths and stuff outside our front door, and a little bird, a little mama bird, has made a nest in one of them. So it's like a bird's nest inside of a bird's nest that you hang on the wall. And we got some little eggs in there. So we're we're trying to be very careful going in and out of the house, not to disturb her, but that's fun. We saw some baby turkeys. They were so cute yesterday. Anyway, so I didn't stream yesterday, or vlog yesterday, or whatever you call it. And that was a conscious decision. For one, the kids are all kind of in the space making noise. They've got all their iPads on, and it's very loud. And also thinking about my energy and my ability and what I need to be focusing on. Doing vlogs 5 days a week was starting to get a little much. I'm already accomplishing what I want, what I'm looking to get, which is practice talking to the camera, two, consistency. I can get that with 4 days a week as opposed to 5. And also, I feel by pulling back a little bit in the middle of the week, it gives me a little bit of extra time to sort of recharge my brain so that I can come up with more things to talk about and not really stretch myself too thin. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so that was why I decided to do that. And so I think I really enjoyed that, actually. So I think moving forward at this time, I'm going to cut out the Wednesdays because it's just going to work better, and then just do the 4 days a week for the vlogs for the time being. And thinking about that, that's got me thinking about, well, where do I want to go from here? And what does that mean for anybody watching? I know I talk a lot about myself and what's going on in my life in these vlogs, but of course, you don't watch YouTube videos necessarily because you want to hear about someone else's day. What I'm trying to do is connect what's going on with my life, allow you to connect with something in your own life. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But here's the thing. I'm about as boring and normal and average as you can get. So, there's a good likelihood that someone somewhere is going, my wife's giving me a look. Someone somewhere is going to vibe with something that I'm saying. And if that helps, then great, so be it. So moving forward, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with vlogs? What am I going to do with videos? I have it on my list that I need to do some videos today, and I'm going to try and do some, actually do some safety videos. And then this weekend, I want to finish off some of the ideas that I've had on the burner for a while. And so I started this YouTube stuff. It's like when you start anything, you have to have a plan for where you're going. You have to have a game plan. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you have a job, a career for that matter. If you are just working on a single project, you need a plan, you need to define what the end goal looks like, and you need to be able to adjust as you go. And so that's kind of what I'm doing with these videos. I started with the live videos, the vlogs, for my Hey Folks vlog, because that made sense. I was able to just set things up and start recording and go. Am I going to keep doing that in the future? I don't know. Probably not. The live bit is fun, but it has a different dynamic than uploading videos. There's no editing. You know, you don't get as many views. Not that it's about the views. I'm seriously considering doing more recorded vlogs again, maybe sort of in this format than as opposed to what I used to do a long time ago. But that would open up some other possibilities where I wouldn't be tethered to a laptop for recording. I could just record off my camera, and then I do some light editing and present it in a nicer package. So that is one option. I did briefly consider doing, and I actually have done a little bit of like OBS recording live stream stuff where, you know, moving pictures around. And that's attractive. That has a little bit of an interesting quality to it, but I kind of gravitate personally a little more to the pre-recorded videos and a little bit of the editing and polish. So I may go towards that. But what does this mean for you? Well, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to adjust your expectations. Don't be afraid to change things up and try new things. Whether it's a personal project, it's your work, your career, there's always other possibilities for getting a particular job done. Sort of an analogy, a little bit unrelated, but this past week, these past couple weeks, I've been teaching house framing to my students. Of course, distance learning, we're just doing 3D modeling in SketchUp, but they have been learning things like how to frame out a wall, studs, bottom plate, top plate, headers, king studs, jack studs, stuff like that. And so we've been working on that, and we just recently this week got to roof structures. And if you know anything about framing or house building or construction, you know that there's like a million different types of roofs out there. There are so many different possible ways to build a house. There's a lot of wrong ways to build a house, but there's also a lot of right ways to build a house. And on top of that, methodologies have changed so much over the years as building codes change, as techniques and technologies improve, as material availabilities have changed throughout the years. You know, if you've ever been to Home Depot, you know that a 2x4 is not 2 inches by 4 inches. It's 1.5 by 3.5. And they used to make 2x4s as 2 inches by 4 inches, but over time, for a variety of reasons, market reasons, production reasons, transportation reasons, the size of a 2x4 has shrunk down over that time, and people have just adapted. And that's kind of what we all have to do. We have to recognize what's working for us, what is no longer working for us, or what could be improved upon as we progress through whatever little adventure we find ourselves on. And so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I've gone from recording vlogs and videos to doing live vlogs, doing live vlogs 5 days a week, scaling back to 4 days a week, and then you know, who knows where I'll go from there. You know, probably back to recording vlogs, because there's just some things that I can't do with the live stuff that you can do with recorded, and I kind of personally like that look a little better. One other example of something that I did that you can do. So I had been actually making really, you know, I'm a big fan of lists. So I've been making lots of lists, and this is the one I crumpled it up already. This is the one from Tuesday. And hey, camera, focus on that. And I didn't quite get to everything, but this list is starting to get pretty long. It's starting to get, because one of the problems that I was having was that I was putting just anything that came to mind, you know, stuff that I was thinking about doing that, yeah, I might get to today, or I might get to, you know, tomorrow or the next day or this weekend. And I would just put everything on there. And you know, I cross out most of the things on my list, but there were a couple days, like one day the other day, I made this huge list with like 12 items on it. I think it was Monday. I made a huge list with 12 items on it, and I crossed off exactly one item, just one. It wasn't because I wasn't productive that day. It's just we got some deliveries of some new things. We got some new dining room chairs, and I got my workbench top finally that came. So I'm excited to get that together. So that's another thing that I need to put that on my list here. Workbench, bench, top. I got to button that down. So a lot of things happened, and our neighbors are moving. So we were chatting with them, and then we took a walk, and you know, just things came up. And so I got exactly one thing crossed off my list, and it was starting to feel overwhelming. So this morning when I go to make my list, I intentionally left off some of the things that I had not completed from my previous list, because I'm like, you know what? These aren't priorities. I'm not realistically going to get to these today. What am I realistically going to get to today? And as I've been experimenting with this workflow, I find that I tend to knock off the easy things off my list first. So like I have take attendance for class. Okay, I have to remind myself to take attendance, otherwise I will forget. Do some grades, watch some research videos for some personal development that I'm working on. Read another chapter of my book, do the dishes. So all these things are like little things that I can, little chunks of things I can knock out in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. So what I'm finding is I'm intentionally looking for those items and crossing those off my list. And then at the end of the day, I get to the very end of the day, and you know, I have only big items on my list that I haven't done. But by the time the kids go to bed, I'm tired. I want to just rest and relax. And I don't, and those big items keep getting pushed off to future days, especially when I have more than one big item on there. So what I'm trying now is have all my regular daily little tasks on there because they need to get done, but then just really sticking with like one big or big-ish item. You know, what's one thing that I would like to work on today? You know, today it is shooting some video. So I'm going to attempt to shoot some video as a woodshop teacher, as your woodshop teacher, just explaining some of my basic safety rules that I use in the shop. You know, hopefully stuff that people can use in their own lives to keep themselves safe, keep all their fingers and toes and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll be of use to somebody. You know, that's really what I want to do, is be useful to somebody. Don't we all, right? So that's my one big thing that I have on my list today. I'm not going to try and add all my video ideas. What other ideas did I have? I mean, I have them all up here. I have them written down elsewhere. It's not like I need them on my list. Work on some t-shirt designs, finished my wood burner video. I do have profile picture on there. I can maybe work on that. So yeah, just scaling it back, walking it back a little bit so that I can refocus on something bigger or something else, or redirect myself. So anyway, hopefully you can find the same peace and balance in your life as I am discovering in mine. So, all right, that was fun. See you later.